What's up, everybody? Philly Soccer Page postgame show. I'm here today with Greg Orlandini and Nick Fishman. Union win 3-2 over DC United. I think there's a little bit of a sigh of relief all around town. Energy, a little bit of a sigh of relief in that Union locker room today. What's your thoughts on that performance?
Well, I tweeted at the end, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't decisive, but it was 3 points. And they needed 3 points more than anything. And they needed some more offense, and they got 3 goals out of it. So it's a big relief.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, this is the opponent you kind of needed to do this against. DC haven't come here and won since May 10th of 2014. So if there was ever a chance, this was the game they had to win, and it fell at the perfect time for them in the schedule too.
I have to say the boos before the game for Jim Curtin were noticeable, probably more than they have been in the past. Made probably a big move bringing in Elsinho for Fafa Bako. Elsinho performed very well, scored the first goal. Pressure off Jim a little bit.
Yeah, his move. I don't think the pressure's going to be off after one win over DC United, but this is the week that his moves paid off. Elsinho came in and broke that scoring drought that went on for 242 minutes, I think we settled on.
Yeah, we needed the abacus for that one.
Yeah, we had to break out some.
The media guy's not good with the math.
And then also, people question his ability to change the formation. Now, he didn't completely break away from the 4-2-3-1. However, for most of the game, and especially in defense, Dochcal was playing to the right of Sapong, and you had your wingers sitting back a little bit deeper where Akam and Elsinho were almost even with Bedoya, with Medunian a little bit lower than those guys. So it wasn't the week to question Curtin. It's just something we're going to have to keep seeing going forward. It can't just be a one-week thing.
Let's talk a little bit about Elsinho. He comes in on the right side. I asked Jim Curtin about it in the press conference. He seems to indicate that against a team like DC that's going to sit in a little bit, he wants a guy that's a little bit more comfortable on the ball. Fafa is a good guy getting behind, running at defenders. You don't need that as much. I thought Elsinho was strong today. He gets rewarded with the goal. What did you think of his performance?
I think you said it before the game pretty well. It's like, which Elsinho are we going to get? We got the good Elsinho. We got the guy that's involved and taking guys on, but not doing that extra move. Taking guys on and doing something positive afterward, and getting a ball to a teammate, or taking a shot and getting a goal. So I thought he played very well. I thought it was a pretty smart move by Jim to get him in there. And I asked Jim in the press conference about how they were very right-sided, especially in the first half. And he said that was by design, I think, with Elsinho and Bedoya drifts. But I thought the game really opened up for the Union when they opened up that left side. We were able to use the whole field, spread DC out. That's, I think, when they seem to have a lot more control in the game.
Yeah. Another guy I want to talk about individually today is Borek Dochcal. Finally opens up his MLS account. He gets the game winner in the 72nd minute right after DC had equalized again. I thought he had a strong performance before the goal, and the goal kind of seemed like the icing. Better from him today?
Absolutely. It's kind of the performance we're waiting on.
Yeah.
He had 1 assist coming into this game. This week, he provided that answer that the Union needed right away. It could have been another situation where it was a heartbreaking result where they end up drawing a game they've dominated. Instead, 2 minutes after Darren Maddox equalizes for DC, he comes on and just blasted. It was a difficult angle, and it was a confident attempt, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I think that partnership with Elsinho, like you said, it's just Elsinho's tendency to drift inside kind of works better with Dochcal's ability, like his tendency to drift wide right. So it's kind of, sorry about that.
So I think we'd be remiss to not mention it. DC a little bit listless in the attack. They do score twice on 3 shots on target, 4 shots overall. First one comes from a mistake that seems like it touched a couple of players. Elliott eventually responsible for giving the ball away in his own end, and then the second one is a nice goal. It's a full volley, but you have to be disappointed to concede to a team like DC twice like that at home when you've got so much going for you going forward.
I thought so. But I think especially the second goal. I mean, the first goal, I thought both teams were kind of even footing earlier on in the game. I thought DC was maybe a shade better at that point, and they were just able to take advantage of an opening. But that second goal, that's almost inexcusable to take your foot off the brake as much as the Union did, and they were just allowing that kind of a ping-pong play to happen. And that second goal was, I think, rougher and a little more disappointing, and it took Dochcal a superhuman effort on to break that tie.
Yeah, I want to talk about one more player individually before we go, and it's CJ Sapong. Up and down so far this season. He's got 2 goals, the second one coming today. Probably a big relief for him to get that goal today.
big relief for him, big relief for the team. I think he had that earlier opportunity in the box where it kind of just looked like he ran out of ideas, and that's the CJ we've seen so far this season.
Yeah.
He hasn't been the guy that scored 16 goals for the Union last year and earned a call up to the U.S. camp. He has been the CJ where he went many games scoreless, and he needs to be the player that we saw tonight where he's finishing those chances, because he's not the creative type at the edge of the box that's going to beat people off the dribble. He needs to score poachers goals. He needs to knock in the ugly goals. That's what he needs to accomplish for the Union and be successful, and I think he achieved that tonight, as you saw from, like, he can't miss those chances, and he didn't miss that chance tonight.
Right. Doesn't get any easier for the Philadelphia Union. They travel to Toronto next Friday to take on the defending MLS champions, who are struggling out of the gate, but are probably going to want to put on a performance in front of their home crowd. Union's not home again until May 19th when they host RSL. I will not be here for that game, as that is my wedding day. But Philly Soccer Page will be here to take you through it, and we'll be back then.